Hello everyone, FunshineX here, and this is episode 24 of Computerizing Minecraft. I hope you guys liked the intro. That's what I've been spending my time on the last couple nights, and so I haven't put out a new episode. I took me a while to learn After Effects. That's a complete newbie. First time ever doing After Effects, and I tried using Fruity Loops to make a nice sound riff, and that just did not happen. Failed miserably. So I went out and found an artist who puts out free, royalty-free images or songs that you can use in monetized videos. So I'm happy to find that. I'll put a link to his channel in the description, so you guys can go support him on that. I think it's really cool that people would put out free stuff like that. So this is actually the second time I'm recording this episode. The first time I did it was really late at night, and I made so many mistakes in coding and even in little stupid things that I'm gonna re-record episode 24. So I'll just pretend it's new. You'll see that there's already a new computer here. I'll explain what it's doing or what it's going to do. In this room, you can see we've got the lights, and I've added some skylights, so I think it looks pretty cool. And what I did here is I replaced all the levers. Oh, I guess that lever's never got deleted. All these levers here are now replaced with a red ally wire and a computer. It has a modem running, and what I'm going to do is have a computer up in here that controls when those pumps turn on, to pump out the oil, to pump out the refinery, the fuel out of the refinery, and pump out the fuel out of the tanks. So that's the plan. You can see I got lights everywhere. They all turn on at 6 p.m. It's really cool. Okay, let's see this program here. Gotta remember what I called it. PC control. I'll show you what it does first, if it doesn't crash on me, because I can't remember what state I left it in. Yeah, so I've got this nice little display status window, and this will be running full time, and it just tells you the status of all the pumps and the power to the refinery. And I put that little press control for menu. It's very similar to the edit dialog when you're editing programs, so I thought that was cool. So you have control, and it goes to this menu here. If you've been watching my Computercraft tutorials, I showed you how to build that menu. And it's not quite complete yet, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it up this episode, and then send the wireless signal over to the other machine to actually turn these guys on and off. So right now you can't move up or down, and you can't select items. So let's do that. Gotta exit out of here. Okay, so I start with a default selected of 1 of the first item. That's just a variable that I have set there. Here's my status screen. You can see it's just a bunch of, it's actually a table of strings, and that allows me to kind of format it nicely in the program so I can see exactly what it's going to look like, and instead of trying to put it all in one string and wrap lines and all that kind of stuff. This is very similar to what was in my menu tutorial. I've just got a table, that's full of other tables. Each item has a text entry and a handler, which is just the name of the function that it will call when you select that item. And then I've got getting the size of the terminal. I've got a helper function that prints out the table. It's really simple. It just loops from 1 to the size of the table, prints it kind of in the center, and the print menu is very similar. It goes from 1 to the size of the menu. It sets the cursor position kind of towards the middle. If it's the select item, puts that little kind of caret there, and then writes the item, the text of it. So if you want to replicate this, just take a screenshot or something, pause the video, and you can get all the code. Write status, you can see what this does is my menu up here is static. It's just a bunch of strings. So if I just left it like this, they'd always be off. So write status, what it does is it takes a Y position, so that's the row on the monitor, and then a Boolean value. And so it sets the cursor position to 32. That's right where the text needs to go on the X variable, and then whatever row it needs to go on. And if B is true, then it writes on, else it writes off. And then so now you can see how each of the pump status works. For the oil, it writes it on line 6, refinery 7, fuel 8, and then the power on 9. Okay, and this is the actual program here. It does forever in a loop, clears the terminal, prints out the table, sets the cursor position down to the very bottom. So we go 1 comma the height of the terminal, so that'll be the very bottom left. And I write out my little press control. And then I pull event, the key event. If the key is equal to either the left control or the right control, then I print out the main menu. Okay. That's all there is for now. Now we need to actually handle the events. So we'll actually need to add the handler functions, the toggles, and then also need to actually handle when you press up or down or enter or escape on the menu. So I'm going to follow the exact same thing I did in my tutorial, so I'm not going to show you guys me typing that out. You can go look at the tutorial for that, and I'll come back when that's ready to go. Okay guys, I'm back and ready to show you the menu. So we've got the status window again. I can get control. I can now move up and down in my options. I'm going ahead and toggle the oil on. Now you can see the oil pump is on. I'll go ahead and toggle them all on. So that works. I can turn them all off now. And let's look at some code. Okay, so I now have a boolean called inMainMenu, and that basically it's going to keep drawing the main menu if that's true, otherwise it's going to draw the status screen. I have some variables to store if the oil's on, refinery's on, fuel's on, power's on. What I want to do at some point is write those values to a file so that if for some reason this computer crashes or quits, or I reload the world, reload the chunk or something, it knows what the last state was and can go load the file again. So that'll be probably next episode. We'll talk about reading and writing files. Status screen didn't change at all. Here's all my handler functions. So they're just called toggle and then the thing. And it's really easy to switch a boolean. You just type the name of the boolean, which is oil on, equals, and then you just type a not. And that's basically going to switch it. So if the oil is on, you're going to say is oil on equals not is oil on. And that just toggles it. True to false, false to true. And then I say I'm no longer needed to draw the main menu. These are all identical, all 4 of them. The main menu is the same. Anything else? Showed you all that before. That's what happens when you press a key in the menu. If it's keys.enter, then it calls the select item handler. If the key is up and we're not already at the top, then it'll decrement the selected item, so it moves up. If you hit key down, then it'll increment it. And if you hit escape, then it goes back to the status screen. That's how you call the menu handler. And there's main function that just goes forever, clears the terminal, prints the table, writes all 4 statuses, writes the control, or that little text down at the bottom, waits for them to pull an event. If they hit control or right control, they're now in the main menu, so it draws the menu, pulls an event for a key again, and then handles the key press. And that is all we need. So let's go down here. I'm now printing a nice menu. I know how to do this. These are kind of like my things that I wanted, or tasks that I need to do. Alright, so wireless communication. So we've got a modem already on here, and we want to go ahead and turn that modem on and send information to that other computer to tell it what to do. So let's get the ID of this computer. 7. So I'm guessing this one is 6 because I put it down first. Correct. Okay. Oh, my lights went on. Yep, just at 6 o'clock. Okay. In here, let's have a function where we're going to put this so it makes the most sense. Probably right here. So this is going to send signal. And Okay, and then I want to do the, whether to say it on or off. So let's call it B again, for lack of a better name. Rednet. Open. It's on top, I believe. And we want to do rednet.send. Let me get the API open real quick. Okay, so send the ID, which I think we determined was 6, and then our message. Let's just do, the type is going to be a string. We can concatenate something like a comma, and then let's I don't know what to say. I'll just put B here. Okay, so that's all we have to do for the rednet. Now we have to actually call that. So we'll do that up here. On these toggles. So send signal. Type is oil. And is oil on. So I might have to change it to convert it to a string. We'll see. I'm not sure. Refinery. Is refinery on? I'll do the other. Okay, I'm going to come out here and do a Lua prompt because I want to show you guys something cool. If you have a boolean, obviously, let's just say it's true, right? You get an output of true. If you do true and on, so you take a string and a boolean with and, what do you get? You get on. Isn't that interesting? If you do false and on, you get false. Pretty cool, huh? What if you do true and on or off? What do you expect to get? On. What if we do false and on or off? We get off. So that's a nice way to convert a boolean to one of two different strings, because I don't want to send true or false. I'd like to send on or off. So let's go back into our program. Scroll way up here. No, I guess not. Now I gotta try and type, which I know I'm horrible at. Oh, exit. Lua prompt. Okay. So down here where I'm sending the signal, where is that? I passed a boolean, but I don't want to send a boolean. I'd like to send either on or off. So we do concatenate with B and on or off. So if B is true, then it's going to send on. If B is false, then it will send off. Need extra paren there. Alright, I think we're good to go. Oh, but I had a little problem there in 327 of rednet string expected. Hold on, let me troubleshoot. Oh, that's our problem. We need to close, specify a side. Okay. Now we need to go to the other program, or the other computer here. Okay, well, for now let's just do while true and rednet.receive. This comes back with sender message. I don't really care about the distance. So this will just kind of just listen forever. So let's go back and actually send something and see if we get a printout. Okay, that should be enough messages. Hopefully we got something. Hopefully it's close enough. Oh, darn it. We might be too far away. Am I sending him to the right ID? Oh, we didn't open. Ah, goodness. Always forgetting that kind of thing. Okay, modem on. Yes. Spider is annoying, as always. Okay. What did we get? So 7 is the ID, and we got power off, fuel on, refiner on, oil off. Looks good, that's exactly what I sent, so let's now edit this. Okay. So we got something back like oil, comma, on. So we need to split that string first on the comma, and to do that we do something called split, and we pass it the message, and then we pass it the actual character that it wants to split on. And that's going to equal a table. So we'll call this our action. And that'll be a table now, so we can do action of, 1 would be oil, and action 2 would equal on, something like that. So let's say side and let's see. Because I could do a big if statement, but I was trying to do something better. So let's say if action 1 is equal to oil. These are just comments, by the way. Side equals left. Else if action 1 is equal to refinery, side equals back. Yep. Else if action 1 is equal to fuel. Oh my goodness, my typing is getting bad. Okay, and I don't have anything connected to the power switch yet. This guy. Probably go bottom, maybe. Yeah, that'll be bottom. Okay, so that controls our side, and then we say if action 2 is on, else, and we go redstone dot set output inside, comma, true. I think that's all we need, guys. Let's give it a whirl. Let's go ahead and set them all on. Oops. Oh, goodness. Come on, Sword. You can do it. On, 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 on. Need my portal gun. Oh, I have my portal gun. Attempt to call nil on line 6. Didn't like that, huh? That should be correct. Let me test it out a little bit. Okay, so apparently split does not exist on Computercraft, Lua. So we might have to write our own. Let me keep digging, see if I can find a split method that we can use. Okay, guys, I figured it out. So split is not an actual function in Lua. It's just something, a part of an API that someone wrote, and it's not in Computercraft, of course. So one thing that we can do is, let's say we have a string called t, and we can do t, comma find, and let's pass an s, and that'll return the start position and the end position, so it's the third character. And so now we can do t dot sub, oops, 3, and that will give us the value after s. So we can do we do 0, 3 to get ts. Okay, that will work. So let's not call split, we'll call I is equal to message dot find. Let's find the comma. And we can say type action. I'm gonna have to fix this a little bit. Right back. Okay, so what I did is I'm printing the message to see what it is. I'm finding where the comma is, and then I'm getting the type is going to be from 0 until right before the comma, and the action is going to be from everything after the comma. And so I'm printing those out just to make sure, and then everything should work. Oops. Fine. Let's go send it some messages. Okay, so we sent oil off and then on. What did we get? Bad argon expected. Number expected got nil. Okay. Let me fix it. Okay, simple problem. I used a dot instead of the colon. I don't know what that operator is called, but basically it means that find is not a function of message, it's a function of a string. So it kind of converts message to its type and then uses the function. So, okay, I think this will be our last test here. Oops. Okay, let's see if we got anything Let's see. There we go. We got some wires on. Hey, look. We got refinery off. Let's split it. Refinery on. Oh, nice. All right. We'll run this at startup. Working great. And now we can just take out all these print messages. Well, we can leave that first one in there. That'll be nice to see. And we're all done, guys. This is now being controlled by our computer. Sweet. So other things I want to add to this eventually are writing these statuses to a file, because right now it says they're all on, but they're not, right? They're all off right now on the other computer. So I need to write these to a file. I need to write the other statuses to a file on the other computer, so that when they reboot, they remember if they're on or off. So let's do that next time. I'll probably put out a computer craft tutorial on how to write to files. It'll be like a 10-minute one. And then we'll put that into our Let's Play. This has been FunshineX, guys, episode 24. Come back next time and we'll do some file management. And I'm going to take a short break from Computer Craft and put some other things into Factory. I'll show you that. We'll see you next time. Bye.